Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with a reading that it feels like I'm gonna be channeling a little bit from this place of the dark feminine. And when I stepped into this space, I connected to this energy that is kind of, she feels left behind, she feels outdated, she feels old. She feels also quite jealous of beauty. Like I'm hearing she despises it because, I mean, what I'm hearing is that she despises beauty if that beauty is fake. You know, if it's only like skin deep, then I'm hearing that this force of the dark feminine, she really does not want to be in support of any of that. It's like she does not like it. So that's kind of the energy that I was faced with here. So let's see, let's pull some cards here. Underneath the deck was actually the smoky mirror and the lower world. And then the ancient ones. Wow, and behind there was wild woman. So that's pretty interesting right here. One card on the floor, luminous warrior. This is definitely in a sense about, ooh, yeah. It is about building authority. It is about, there has been a lot of changing to the masculine archetypes lately. And I'm hearing not a lot of people can actually handle that. For a lot of people, it feels like when the masculine archetype changes, most people need to come to a halt. Like they need to stand still. It's almost like they need to protect themselves a little bit, because the feelings that we start to process when the masculine archetype is changing, you know, I'm hearing when death starts to happen, these feelings makes us very vulnerable. They make us feel like we have no armor on, like we're fully naked. And because of, you know, the society we live in, we have so many judgments around our naked body. And also the truth is that, again, because of the society we live in, our naked body will also reflect kind of our addictions, you know, where our masculine energy is not in alignment, you know, where our masculine energy is not balanced. And so, yeah, these are actually very difficult themes that are coming through right here. I'm feeling a lot of vulnerability potentially coming to the surface. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of the things that are coming up. And instead of just kind of automatically believing in the narratives or the thoughts that fills your mind, question it. Don't deny it. Like, don't automatically reject it. It comes with wisdom. It comes with wisdom of the lower world, you know, the baseline frequencies. Kind of like the spirits that are trapped within your ancestry line or within your blood, maybe even within your kind of like body or consciousness. If you're able to understand something about these darker spirits, eventually you can become the authority that transmutes them, that kind of creates this portal for them so that they can pass through and move into their higher potential. So I would say be aware of your own mind at this point in time, and question it. Question where these thoughts are coming from if they're challenging you. And try to link up to that archetype, you know, the face that speaks the thoughts. So in this case, I'm feeling a lot of that dark feminine energy. She's the one that, she's been through so much, you know, she's been fucked up from all different angles. Like she's always been abused, kind of. Her value was never seen, and as a result, you know, when you're just abused so much, when you're stepped on so much, you become this ugly, vicious spirit, you know, when all your light is taken from you and you don't have the ability to connect to the divine masculine within yourself anymore. You know, that light that says there's still hope, you know, there's still hope. If you feel disconnected from that light for years on end, you become very, very ugly. This is how nature operates, you know, this is how nature is. And so that dark feminine energy that we all are connected to through our internal world, it's not a beautiful sight, it's ugly. But at the same time, you know, she's so strong, she's so wise, she holds so much wisdom. And so there is something in that, you know, that I've been working with quite a lot, particularly as a female. Maybe like the fear of aging, the fear of growing ugly. If you can embrace that and even kind of like play with that, you know, have fun with it, enjoy it, you know, also see the liberation that will come from reaching that stage, then it's almost like it doesn't become a separate, it becomes a part of you, something that you can, you know, you can kind of learn from long before you actually reach that close to death stage. So that's something for some of you to, I don't know, just, I'm feeling very strongly because I love the dark feminine very, very much. Like, I love her so much because, again, she's been through so much. She deserves so much. Like, she deserves so much. Like, she deserves to be restored. That's what I'm feeling. Like, she deserves to be kind of guided, is what I'm hearing. And so for me, I really work closely with her a lot, and I've done so my entire life. She's always been a part of my life. Like, I've always felt her feelings inside of me. And so there's something about that I feel coming up more deeply for the collective, that portal is opening up, the portal down into the underworld is opening up. And the message is really like, become acquainted, like become acquainted, but take it slow, like step by step. You're meant to be the authority, not the slave, remember, but you're also meant to be kind of the enlightened authority, you know, the one that understands, not the one that fears and then tries to control. So that's what I'm getting. Let's pull some tarot cards as well here to see what comes through. Okay, so any messages for the people watching? Oh wow, so many. The entire deck flipped out. I actually asked now the divine, or the interesting, the divine feminine. I asked actually the dark feminine, what do you want to say? Yeah, so I think for some of you, actually, you might be moving through a period of time where it's like your inner dark feminine, she's transforming. She's reconnecting, she's becoming the divine feminine somehow. It's like, and this happened a few months back, I think, within the collective, that the divine feminine, you know, the higher potential of the feminine spirit here on earth, that kind of entity has been separate from the dark feminine for thousands of years at this point, it feels like, or I don't know exactly how many years, it feels like there is a long time. But then there was this connection, union happening with these, between these two different aspects of kind of like the collective consciousness. And now there has been a lot of exchange of energy I'm feeling between these two layers, of these two vibrational layers. And for some of you, it's almost as if you're in the process of really pulling that energy of the divine feminine, which is, in a sense, it's the future, but it's also ultimate potential. It's the energy of gold. It's luck. It's synchronicity. It's the restoration of life. It's just like unbelievable, lucky synchronicities that you would not believe happening. For some of you, I feel like you are actually pulling that energy into the place where the dark feminine have been trapped for centuries. And it's like you're feeding the root system with this energy. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're feeding your ancestor spirits, you know, like I said, the lower world, the energies that have been trapped within your root system, trapped within that lower vibration, unable to kind of restore themselves, you know, unable to find peace, unable to let go. And so it's like they've been haunting you, your bloodline, unresolved karma, kind of. You're restoring all of that, is what I'm feeling. You're restoring all of that. And underneath the deck was actually the Lovers here. It feels very sensual, this. It feels like this might be some kind of sensual practice. But behind there was also the Queen of Cups. So it feels like it's solo. It feels like it's very protected, hidden. Only for you is what I'm getting with this. And actually behind there was the King of Wands. And in this deck, it's kind of interesting. You really see like the feminine power within this group or within this person seems to be rising. And it's almost as if it's kind of scaring away the small man. You know, people that just want to ride the dragon, people that they just want something, but they might not be able to see the big picture yet. It feels like I'm reading for a group to where your feminine power is starting to really expand and grow, and it's almost like your energy field is scaring away these people that they don't have the big picture, they don't have the big perspective. That's interesting. Let's see, there were some cards coming out as well. Four of Swords, Seven of Swords. You see, there is this masculine energy, like being scared. I'm hearing giving you space. And then Seven of Coins there. Spinster energy. Four of Cups. That's interesting though. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you're going through a huge transformation again. It's like, I feel like you have been riding solo, is what I'm hearing, for a long time. And in the past, if you look at this girl here, you see she's sad, she's crying. In the past, you know, you being kind of bubbled and taken away from the collective, it might have caused you a lot of like sadness, grief, you know, I feel like all of those issues of abandonment might have come to the surface. And also with the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of like this feeling of things not really growing the way that you wanted them to, maybe. Or maybe the way that your ego kind of is what I'm getting. Like your ego wanted them to. When I look at this picture now, this might even be like your own ego. That is almost like your ego, your conscious self, like the way that you used to see yourself was actually so limited compared to the true powers that you actually have access to. Once you start to work with the dark feminine, is what I'm hearing. Once you start to acknowledge her power instead of fearing her. And her age, is what I'm hearing. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, these are very powerful energies, actually. But there is a shift here now. It's like you're coming out of this energy of sadness, because this came out in reverse. You're coming out of this energy of sadness. You're starting to drink from her cup. Ooh, yeah, you're starting to drink from her cup. Let's see what comes out here. And it's changing the way that you spin your web is also what I'm feeling. You're changing because of it. I feel like you're also, like I said, grounding this feeling of peace. I'm hearing you're becoming a haven of peace. Yeah, this is interesting. Let's see if there's anything else here. This is a huge shift. Wow. So, wow, a lot of king energy coming through here. Oh, interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you get the King of Coins and the World coming out together. And at first the World was hidden behind the King of Coins, so I didn't see it. And then underneath the deck was the King of Swords with the Ace of Cups. You're stepping into like, wow, oh, this is so huge. I almost don't know how to communicate this. And then the Six of Wands. Interesting. This definitely feels related to the masculine archetype that you are creating for yourself. So I'm seeing this in a dual way. For some of you, it can just mean that you're building yourself a new masculine archetype. But it can also be that in addition to that, you may also be kind of energetically supporting or inspiring other people around you to also, in a sense, start to rebuild their masculine archetype. That's what I'm getting. So this can be true both for you personally, but also in terms of like relationship, that there is this restructuring of the masculine energy. And with this one here, I feel like particularly communication about feelings, communication about kind of what was previously seen maybe as the realm of the feminine or the world of the feminine. It's almost like this new version of the masculine energy is really tapping into that. For some of you, I feel like this also just means that your brain might be starting to function in a different way, that you're actually more able to kind of, put these deep sensations, like I talked about, this feels very sensual, like these deep sensations and feelings that you've been having, you're able to kind of translate them now into words. That's what I'm feeling. And when that happens, it becomes much easier to communicate. And so I'm feeling that maybe communication in writing might become more important for you, like over the next weeks and months. Yeah, maybe even writing books, or definitely writing, or again, if it's talking about relationship, sharing your inner feelings, like your inner observations through writing might be important. But then there's the King of Coins and the World. The masculine with this, what I'm getting is that the masculine energy, either it's your own masculine energy within yourself, or like I said, it's likely that it's also going to be somehow reflected to you in your external relationships. Yeah, wow, I'm getting this feeling that it's like this is difficult to explain, but it's almost like inside of us, in our inner worlds, there is this flow of time, right? It's like a lot of timelines that are kind of just like passing by. And when we observe our inner world, eventually we start to make sense of all of these different layers of time. It's like the root system, right? It's like the karma. And we can start to kind of spin that time, create the time of our life when we just we just end up in the situations that we're really perfect for, that our entire lives have prepared us for, in a way. And so I feel like what's happening now for some of you, it's almost as if that inner time is perfectly synchronizing with the external time, with the collective time. And so when that happens, what I'm seeing is just like this jackpot energy, this extremely synchronistic, lucky, golden energy happening, to where you're just attracting a lot of resources suddenly. But I do feel like it happens because of the maturity of the masculine energy that you have been building, if that makes sense. It's like suddenly a lot of things aligns. It's like you have this energetic power, you have this groundedness, you know, this earthliness about you, but then you also have this way with words, this way with making something understandable to someone else. So I'm feeling that all of these three kings are really somehow liberating that energy, I feel, of the dark feminine. The inner world is suddenly, it's like there's something happening here with the world card. The spell is broken, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, the spell of winter is broken. You're moving into spring for some of you. Things are starting to melt. This is beautiful. Let's pull one more time. But I'm also getting like, don't take off. Yeah, I didn't even speak about that. Now I saw it. 6 of Wands. Don't take off. And I'm hearing the dung 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 dung. It's like, it's almost like it's only gonna last for a moment. This like extremely synchronistic, like the time of your life, it's not gonna last forever. So it's something about not taking off, making sure that you ground what you get, like build your foundation, use the resources that you get during this period of extreme synchronicity, use it for the long term. That's what I'm getting. Don't get kind of like, don't have your head in the clouds, is what I'm getting, because it's just going to lead to gray. It's just going to create gray, the same old, same old. I'm feeling this energy of consumerism here a little bit, just like spinning, looping, but never really being satisfied. Ground it is what I'm getting. I'm also hearing make it real. So maybe if you're attracting a lot of money, it could be that exchange that money into, you know, things, for instance, a home or something that is more longer lasting, something that is real, something that could significantly change your life. That's what I'm getting with the, particularly with the King of Coins here. One final message, and it's also something about like, don't forget the dark feminine. Like if you start separating from her again, if you start separating from the root again, if you start separating from even like that vibe of the lower world and the lower vibrations, and you start kind of feeling better than them, it's almost like then you're moving back into the old time. It's like you're moving back into the old matrix, and your luck gets, I'm just seeing like your luck gets, it's like your head gets cut off. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it feels like then you're the small man. Then it's like your inner dragon, the dark feminine, is gonna burn you down. So there's something about as well with that, to be very mindful here of your of the time that you're spinning, like the time that you're creating within yourself. Really feel deeply is what I'm getting for this group of people. Okay. Then the sun comes out. So that's when I'm feeling that actually you have the power to make this something into something that is more longer lasting. Yeah, I'm seeing the and the Hierophant underneath the deck. And there are 2 more cards there as well that I'm gonna look at soon. But what I'm just getting with this is that it's the vibrations, right? So when something is very high vibrational, it changes its state all the time. It pings, you know, back and forth. It's not stable. And so to make it stable, to make it more like concrete and real, we need that low vibrational energy. We need to have access to something that is low vibrational, something that doesn't change that quickly. It's like very, it's material, you know, it's stable, it's like very long lasting. And so it feels like that's part of how you ground things in. Like it's merging the very, very high vibrational with the low vibrational within yourself, and holding that as a stable connection, like a union between like the upper levels and the lower levels. And I'm feeling the Lovers with this. It's something about the heart. Okay, so that feels like, you know, the rising of the new sun, like the rising of the feminine spirit here on earth. And then 2 more cards, Ace of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Cups. This is a warning, I feel, for some of you. For some of you, I'm feeling that your masculine energy is still too thirsty. Like it's still too thirsty. It's kind of like, it wants to consume, is what I'm getting. I feel like this is also kind of like a collective theme, that the masculine energy isn't fully mature yet. It's like still a bit too thirsty. But what can heal it is kind of this 9 of Cups. Is treating yourself well. Again, it feels like opening up more of that sensuality within your own life, building that lower vibration, you know, slowing down, going slow, not making everything so fast, but it's like having the power to actually take things slow. I feel like for some of you, that's going to be extremely important. The ability to go slow. I feel like it's really going to help you. It's really going to also make your masculine energy more mature and more real, is what I'm hearing. And that is going to really boost your luck. And also I feel like your radiance. So, and then when that happens, you know, make sure that you give that dark feminine energy what she deserves. You know, be the authority that she deserves. And then I feel like luck is gonna be stable for you. It's gonna be stable for you. It's very beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.